Welcome aboard everyone, my name is Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today, quick update on one of our, if not our favourite bags, XDC XinFin. So if you're looking for an exchange, XDC is what you're looking for. If you don't know much about XinFin, do not worry, we have you covered. Please check out our fantastic intro video, which I will leave in the end of this one, a link for that. And you will understand exactly what this powerhouse of a hybrid blockchain is all about. This, I believe, is going to be substantially important for the years to come in the financial and banking world, and will certainly give the likes of Ripple and others a run for their money, albeit that they are partnered with most of them already. And apparently they share an office in Singapore with Ripple. Didn't know that until a few weeks ago. But there we go. Quick updates, guys. So before we go into the chart, let's take a look. So this is quite a massive thing. I think you remember, maybe, hopefully, certainly if you were subscribed to the channel, and if you were not subscribed, please do so now before you forget. We ran through the option of XinFin turning on their smart contract application. So this is also being confirmed through their testnet right now. So this is about the XDPoS, so the proof of staking infrastructure protocol of the consensus aspect. So essentially trying to sustain digital democracy is their wording on their exact website, which we'll go into in a second. So via the XinFin blockchain, so helping with the validation of the transactions. More importantly for the world, reducing the energy consumption, which is obviously a big thing at the moment, big conversations around blockchain technology and the mining aspect, proof of work, etc. Of course, they're quite old I would say old methods. They're actually not that old in comparison to the lifespan of the world. But in general of the technology and how fast it's growing, proof of staking, of course, is one of the key aspects of moving forwards. So the validation of that transactional aspect is improving through this upgrade as well, in terms of 2-second transaction confirmation times, which is fantastic. We'll go on to that a bit more in a second. But also the self know your customer, KYC, so they're adding that aspect into it as well as of course the smart contracts, the near zero gas fees, which is fantastic to hear, and also higher transactions per second, improving the scalability. So there's loads of aspects to this upgrade. Go check this website. Medium.com is always a good place to go for this in terms of XinFin updates. So really looking forward to that. So yeah, of course, around the gas incentives. So you've got the Ethereum virtual machine, which is what you see as EVM, which is what this bit stands for here. So integrating the smart contracts, the token transfer protocols, etc. Basically helping essentially utilize many millions of executable projects across the chain, and improves the system along the way, and also through that Solidity upgrade. So there's loads of things going on there. We've mentioned about the gas fees, the key value store. This is quite interesting, how they will also hold the key storing value on HDDs and SSDs. So these are all hard drives and SSDs as well, being solid state drives. You may have seen these kind of like hard drives that you have on your computer and things like that. So they're trying to obviously save space, help the scalability, and improve the transaction speeds, etc., as well as the validation aspect as well. So the XDPoS helps improve all of those factors around that application as well, solving the scalability issue in the Ethereum chains, as well as other blockchain platforms, I guess is their word to use as well. So very much around that double validation, helping the scalability and the security of XinFin's blockchain, as well as others. So it's very good news for the banking world, the financial world, as these guys force their way through a ripple effect, excuse the pun, in this space. And I do think that this hybrid blockchain is certainly massively undervalued. Maybe not undervalued in the sense of its longevity compared to other big projects that are similar. So I can see in like 5-10 years time this being absolutely gigantic. And if you thought back and went, oh, I wish I got XRP when it was like a one cent or even less, these have been the opportunities for XDC, and I truly believe in like 5-10 years time, certainly even maybe before that, as we develop CBDCs, the banking's going into blockchain, and all of these cool things around smart contracts, etc., might even happen quicker. I think like we talk about the bear market quite a lot in that period between now and like after this big bull run towards like maybe 23, 24 into 2025, before the next one runs in. I'm sort of thinking, well, hang on, the world doesn't stop, okay? And it's very different perhaps to the previous markets in the sense that we're now adopting these things. So who knows what's going to happen? All I know is I've bagged a lot of XDC. I'm very excited about it. I'm trying to figure out how to stake it properly. I'll probably do that in the next video for you guys if you are interested in staking XDC in that aspect, because I think that's really important. But yeah, just around their consensus, do check out on their website about XinFin consensus. It's really important to understand this aspect of the validation. So very much, as I mentioned actually earlier, reduction in energy consumption is one of their key aspects for consensus. Self KYC, so helping basically the anonymous aspect of it, but also being able to do it yourself and be in control of your information and data as and when required. Net zero transaction fees on gas, which we've already mentioned, and solving the scalability for low numbers of transactions by higher transactions per second. So there's loads of aspects around this whole consensus platform, which they're currently upgrading and improving. Other aspects to consider for XDC, take a look at their roadmap, which is very funky little page here. I really like this. So loads of development platforms being built for iOS and Android right now. And of course, the improvements of Java and Go too. Smart contracts, which we mentioned in the previous video, so they're very much being integrated. This is going to take it to another level, guys. I truly believe it. pay around the wallet. And another thing I'm really excited about here is the My Contract, which takes us to this platform of development and coding, allowing people to create smart contracts and things like this without the need for full coding knowledge. So this is a great aspect for companies and projects that want to build on the XinFin chain moving forward with those low aspects, but also helping bridge and support the Ethereum chains as well. So obviously a lot of projects are on Ethereum because it's one of the longest running, if not, well, probably the second longest running blockchain technology. And a lot of projects are on that. So obviously the guidance of XDC is quite slyly and cleverly going, yeah, we'll support the ERC token aspects and things like this, and token creation, smart contract creation, with a hope probably in the near future that everyone will just follow on to XDC. Similar to like what Cardano will probably do eventually as well, removing those gas fee problems and things like that, but utilizing, of course, Ethereum's power and options that it's got. So I just thought I'd bring these periods of information to your attention. Let's go into the chart and see where we are and basis on previous videos. Before we do that, make sure you like this video if you find it informative, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, and press that bell button to get notified of all the awesome videos we have coming your way in the future. So now we've got that way, let's go to play in the chart. I should probably have some like game show music to after I say that. It sounds too overhyped and then it's like, oh, nothing happened. Okay, the chart, guys. So previously we drew all these wonderful circles. This is about existing points of interest in terms of movements and the shoulder effects here to encourage that we may have gone into a bearish momentum. And of course we did that. We had the Bitcoin day, which didn't really, to be honest, influence XDC massively at all. I did have a buy opportunity down here, which I put in on my exchange on KuCoin, because I did sell XDC around this sort of 19-cent area. Congratulations to me. And I put in some key areas, of which I think we hit two. We hit the third, which we did the video on recently a couple of days ago. And we still had this one down here. I'm still leaving it in there because there's always a possibility that it might do. The MACD is still in a bearish level, however it is narrowing. And the other thing to consider is this histogram. Now this doesn't mean that it's completely tailing off and switching over. It means certainly today we are in a positive aspect of volume going in. So that could be around the announcements of yesterday, same as yesterday. As the news was yesterday, to be honest, I think this is probably where you've seen that. But you might see a bit of a tail off as people got confidence and they thought, oh, this is great news, I'm buying more of it. But we might continue to see a tail off. I'm not fully convinced until we see maybe one more day or certainly two of pale red here in the histogram to ensure that the volume of selling is reducing massively. We can see down here on the performance chart here, you probably can't see the radar unfortunately, but it's sat on neutral. Do need to adjust the frame. The RSI is relatively low, not as low as it was a couple of days ago at 40, and that's a pretty respectable level, to be honest, before you start seeing an upside usually. However, we have bounced on that 40 area on a couple of times in the last week, so I don't think it's fully over. I'm not saying it would definitely come down here, but I'm leaving it in there because there's always an anticipation we might drop back. And if you remember a few videos back, we did indeed draw this line here. So if we go back to like August time here, we usually use this as a benchmark, to be fair, July at the moment. So let's just draw that in quickly to this line here. So 189% increase since that July period. From this top area to arguably, let's not count today, but let's just look at roughly, I know I've missed a slight line up, so I'm going to go about slightly there, 40%. Okay, now traditionally, you usually see around 30 to 60%. Usually it's around the 50 to 60% method. So there is an argument to say that we may still be spot on, potentially, with our guessing work here, of 60 down to there. Arguably, yeah, may not even go that low. You might, what am I talking about there? I'm talking about this bit here, 45. There we go. So 50, 45% around these areas. 60% is very low, but I am being cheeky with that one, to be honest. This one here, I'm more realistic about obtaining, at 10 cents, just under 11 cents. I think that might happen still. As I've mentioned, with the MACD still in a negative aspect, the selling aspect is still ongoing. The RSI is still a bit tricky for me to determine whether we are stabilizing and moving up. So I would say the next 48 hours are going to be of great interest in XDC. If we get this support line, which I think is quite a unique line to look at, so 0.1312. In fact, what I will do is I will just put that in there now. So 0.1312, which is around about ish here. If we can close above this area and in between these sections here, the reason I put this level in here at 1452 is we've seen a lot of support and resistance areas around that period in the last month or so. Not enough for us to get confident about it, but that's why I'm saying this is a great interest. And if you remember, we drew this line actually, to be fair, a few videos ago. So it kind of plays in with that kind of factor that we need to try and get a close over this area based on the historic data of the last few months. And prior to that, we haven't really gone anywhere near that anyway. So it's a really key interest of area for us to get to. So we could do that in the next 48 hours. Then we might start pushing up. But I have an anticipation that we're struggling to beat this support line of around 11 cents just down here, which is why I think we might push down. So let's see how it goes in the next couple of days. I'm not going anywhere with XDC. I'm here for the long run for this one. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, go and check out the intro video. But there are the assumptions we're making at the moment. If we can get it close over this yellow line, I think we can get support there and push up. But if we cannot get above this in the next day or two, we may see a bearish momentum continue slightly for here. Not for too long, but I certainly think perhaps towards the end of September, when we go into like maybe the first week, second week of October, I truly believe that we will start to be back up here again, potentially pushing for that 20 cents. In terms of a price prediction, we don't really have like a fully accurate one, but I would say that we should be aiming for at least 60 to 70 cents in this bull run. Some people are shouting like it's going to be dollars and dollars. If we get the full adoption and continuous application of XinFin in a big way in the next 6 months, absolutely we could fly over $1, because then it would be like, wow, okay, we understand what this is about, what it's being included in, etc. But as of right now, as of data that we've got, as of the roadmap we've got, we think that that's quite a suitable, realistic, target, a goal. Let us know in the comments below what you think the price prediction for XDC will be in this year / next year. We'll pull out some of the fun ones next video and see where we are with our prediction fully. And let us know what you think of XDC in general as well. We are super bullish. I hope you are too. Let's get this army growing and push it to another level. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you hopefully and XDC on the moon, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.